Hello, and welcome to my channel. Relax, and get ready to listen to today's story. Now I'm going to tell you a cozy story about a bookstore that holds a big secret hidden from prying eyes. Oliver Thompson stood behind the counter of his beloved bookstore, the Book Nook, in the heart of the charming town of Willowbrook. Sunlight streamed through the large windows, casting a warm glow on the shelves lined with books of all genres. The scent of aged paper and ink filled the air, creating an inviting atmosphere for book lovers. Oliver had always been passionate about books. From a young age, he found solace and adventure within their pages. He believed that stories had the power to transport readers to different worlds, to inspire and touch their hearts. With this belief in mind, he opened the Book Nook, determined to connect readers with stories that resonated with them. The town of Willowbrook was known for its picturesque streets, lined with small businesses that were determined to preserve its history and charm. Oliver's bookstore was no exception. The exterior boasted a vintage sign that creaked in the wind, welcoming visitors to step inside and immerse themselves in a world of literature. As Oliver stood behind the counter, he glanced around the cozy space that he had carefully curated. The shelves were filled with books of all genres, classics, mysteries, romances, fantasy, each one waiting to be discovered by a reader who would connect with its story. The walls were adorned with vintage book covers and literary quotes, creating an ambience that invited visitors to lose themselves in the magic of words. Oliver's love for books extended beyond the mere act of selling them. He sought to create a space where readers could connect with one another and share their love for literature. As customers entered the Book Nook, Oliver greeted them with a warm smile and engaged in conversations about their favorite books. He listened intently as they described the emotions they experienced while reading, the characters they fell in love with, and the stories that stayed with them long after they turned the final page. With each conversation, Oliver formed deep connections with his customers, understanding their preferences and helping them discover hidden literary gems. The other business owners in Willowbrook shared Oliver's passion for preserving the town's heritage. They often collaborated on events that celebrated its literary past. The local coffee shop hosted book clubs, while the bakery crafted pastries inspired by famous novels. The town thrived on its love for literature, and the Book Nook was at the heart of it all. Oliver's days at the Book Nook were filled with the joy of connecting with readers and sharing his love for books. He found solace in the quiet moments when he could immerse himself in a story, losing track of time as he explored new worlds and met fascinating characters. One sunny afternoon, as Oliver was organizing a display of new releases, a mysterious old woman shuffled into the Book Nook. She wore a faded floral dress and carried a worn leather bag. Her silver hair cascaded down her back, and her eyes held a spark of curiosity. She spent hours browsing through the shelves, running her fingers along the spines of books, but never made a purchase. Intrigued by her presence, Oliver approached the old woman. "May I help you find something?" he asked, his voice laced with genuine curiosity. The old woman looked up, her eyes twinkling with a mixture of wisdom and mischief. "No, dear," she replied with a hint of a smile. "I'm just here to soak in the stories that surround me." Oliver couldn't help but be captivated by her enigmatic aura. "Are you a fan of books?" he inquired, hoping to strike up a conversation. "Oh, my dear boy," she replied, her voice tinged with nostalgia. "Books have been my companions for as long as I can remember. They hold the key to countless worlds and endless possibilities." Oliver's curiosity grew with each passing moment. "Is there a particular book that has touched your heart?" he asked, leaning closer. The old woman's smile widened, revealing a glimmer of excitement. "There is, indeed," she said cryptically. "But it's not just one book. It's a secret from this town's literary past, a secret waiting to be uncovered." Oliver was taken aback by her words. He had always been fascinated by the history of Willowbrook and its connection to literature. The old woman seemed to hold a piece of that history, and he was determined to uncover it. Oliver couldn't shake off the old woman's cryptic words. Determined to uncover the secret she hinted at, he spent hours researching the history of Willowbrook at the local library. He pored over dusty manuscripts, fragile letters, and faded newspaper clippings, piecing together the town's literary past. He spoke to longtime residents, listening to their stories and memories of authors who once called Willowbrook home. Some of these authors had achieved fame and recognition, while others remained hidden gems, their works known only to a select few. Each clue Oliver found led him deeper into the mystery. He discovered forgotten manuscripts hidden in the attic of an old house, filled with tales of love, loss, and redemption. The more he delved into the town's literary history, the more he realized that there was so much more to uncover. One day, as Oliver was exploring the archives at the library, he stumbled upon a faded photograph. It depicted a group of writers gathered in front of a grand Victorian house, the same house where the forgotten manuscripts were discovered. Oliver's heart raced with excitement as he realized that this photograph held a key to the secret he was unraveling. He showed the photograph to the old woman on her next visit to the book nook. Her eyes widened with recognition as she studied the faces in the picture. "This is it," she whispered, her voice filled with awe. "This is where it all began." Oliver's hands trembled as he listened to her words. He knew that he was on the brink of uncovering something extraordinary, a secret that had remained hidden for decades. As Oliver continued his quest to uncover the secret, he stumbled upon the story of a famous author who once lived in Willowbrook. This author had captivated readers with their brilliant prose and enigmatic persona. But mysteriously, they had disappeared without a trace, leaving behind a legacy of unanswered questions. Intrigued by this enigma, Oliver delved deeper into the author's life. He read their works, dissecting every sentence for hidden meanings. He spoke to locals who had known the author, hoping to uncover any leads that might shed light on their disappearance. Rumors swirled through the town, whispering of a hidden treasure connected to the lost author. Oliver became convinced that the author's disappearance was not a mere coincidence but was somehow linked to this rumored treasure. Determined to solve the mystery, he set out on a path that would test his resolve and lead him to unexpected places. One evening, as Oliver was poring over old newspaper clippings at the library, he stumbled upon an article from decades ago. It detailed the sudden disappearance of the famous author and mentioned a hidden manuscript that held the key to their whereabouts. The article sparked a fire within Oliver, igniting his determination to find the lost author and uncover their story. Oliver's search for the hidden treasure faced numerous obstacles and challenges along the way. Some townspeople were skeptical of his quest, dismissing it as a mere fantasy. Others feared that disturbing the town's peaceful existence would bring unwanted attention and disrupt their idyllic lives. Undeterred by the skeptics, Oliver pressed on. He encountered locked doors and hidden compartments, each presenting a puzzle that needed solving. He faced physical challenges, navigating through dark tunnels and climbing treacherous cliffs in search of the treasure. But it was the emotional challenges that tested Oliver's determination the most. Doubt crept into his mind, whispering that perhaps the treasure was nothing more than a myth. Yet, he couldn't shake off the feeling that he was on the verge of uncovering something extraordinary. One stormy night, as Oliver was researching in the attic of the Grand Victorian house, he stumbled upon a dusty old journal. Its pages were filled with cryptic writings and sketches, hinting at the location of the hidden manuscript. Excitement coursed through Oliver's veins as he deciphered the clues, realizing that he was getting closer to his goal. Word of Oliver's quest spread throughout Willowbrook, capturing the imagination of its residents. The townspeople, realizing that uncovering the secret could bring excitement and prosperity to their beloved town, offered their help and support. They formed a community determined to unravel the mystery that lay hidden within their midst. Together, they scoured old libraries and archives, deciphering cryptic clues and piecing together fragments of the past. Artists created intricate illustrations inspired by the lost author's works, while historians shared their knowledge of Willowbrook's literary heritage. The Book Nook became a hub of activity, with residents gathering to discuss their findings and share their theories. Oliver felt a sense of belonging as he witnessed the town come alive with renewed passion for literature and discovery. One evening, as Oliver was organizing a community event at the Book Nook, he was approached by a young woman named Emily. She was an aspiring writer, eager to contribute to the town's literary legacy. "I've been following your quest," Emily said, her eyes shining with excitement. "I believe I can help you decipher some of the cryptic clues you've uncovered." Oliver's heart swelled with gratitude. He had always believed in the power of community, and Emily's offer of assistance reaffirmed his faith in the people of Willowbrook. After months of research and perseverance, Oliver finally uncovered the truth behind the author's disappearance and the location of the hidden treasure. He discovered that the secret was not material wealth, but a lost manuscript, an untold story that held the power to change lives and unite the community. With trembling hands, Oliver opened the weathered pages of the manuscript. As he read the words aloud, he felt a surge of emotions well up within him. The story was powerful, weaving together themes of love, sacrifice, and redemption. It was a tale that resonated with everyone present, stirring emotions and igniting a spark within their souls. In that moment, Oliver understood the true genius of the lost author. Their words had the power to transcend time and touch the hearts of readers. He realized that the treasure he had been searching for was not gold or jewels, but the gift of storytelling, a gift that had the potential to transform lives. The townspeople gathered around Oliver, their faces filled with awe and wonder. They marveled at the beauty of the lost manuscript and the power it held. The room was filled with whispered conversations as they discussed the impact this discovery would have on their lives and on Willowbrook as a whole. Willowbrook transformed into a haven for creativity and literary events. The town streets buzzed with excitement as visitors flocked to experience its newfound literary magic. The Book Nook remained at the center of it all, hosting book clubs, author readings, and literary festivals. Oliver watched with pride as his beloved bookstore became a place where people gathered to celebrate literature, where stories came alive and touched the hearts of readers. The once skeptical townspeople embraced change, realizing that it brought new possibilities and opportunities for growth. One day, as Oliver was tending to the shelves, he noticed the familiar figure of the mysterious old woman entering the Book Nook once again. This time, she wore a radiant smile on her face. Oliver approached her, feeling a sense of gratitude and curiosity. "Thank you," the old woman said, her voice filled with warmth. "You have uncovered my family's story and brought it to light." Oliver's eyes widened in surprise. "You're connected to the lost author?" he asked, his voice filled with wonder. The old woman nodded, her eyes sparkling with tears. "I am their long-lost sister," she revealed. "And I am eternally grateful to you for uncovering our family's legacy." The town of Willowbrook became renowned for its literary heritage and the sense of community it fostered. The Book Nook remained a beloved gathering place, where readers connected with stories and formed lifelong friendships. The lost manuscript became a symbol of the town's resilience and the power of storytelling. Oliver continued to connect readers with stories, cherishing the power of books to transform lives. The Book Nook thrived as people from all over flocked to Willowbrook to experience its literary magic. Oliver's dedication to his craft left a lasting impact on the town, reminding everyone of the power of books to inspire, unite, and transform lives. As time passed, the Book Nook became a beacon of literary magic, attracting visitors from far and wide. People would walk through its doors, their eyes sparkling with anticipation, knowing that within those walls, they would find not just books, but a community united by the power of stories. The old woman, now reunited with her long-lost family, became a regular visitor to the Book Nook. She would sit in a cozy corner, surrounded by books, sharing stories of her own with anyone who would listen. Her presence served as a reminder of the town's rich literary heritage and the importance of uncovering hidden stories. Together, Oliver and the old woman worked to preserve the town's literary legacy. They organized events and workshops, inviting writers from all walks of life to share their stories and inspire others. The Book Nook became a hub of creativity and imagination, a place where dreams were nurtured and stories were celebrated. Willowbrook embraced its newfound literary fame with open arms. The once quiet town now bustled with activity as visitors flocked to experience its literary magic. Art galleries showcased works inspired by famous novels, while cafes offered literary-themed menus. The streets were adorned with quotes from beloved authors, reminding residents and visitors alike of the power of words. The Book Nook remained at the heart of it all, its doors always open to those seeking solace or adventure within the pages of a book. Oliver continued to recommend books to his customers, cherishing each interaction and knowing that he was playing a small part in shaping their literary journeys. One day, as Oliver was organizing a book signing event for a local author, he noticed a group of children gathered around a table in the children's section of the bookstore. They were engrossed in a story, their eyes wide with wonder as the words transported them to different worlds. Oliver smiled as he watched them, knowing that he had created a space where young minds could grow and imaginations could flourish. He realized that the Book Nook had become more than just a bookstore. It was a place of inspiration, connection, and endless possibilities. Oliver's passion for books and storytelling never waned. He continued to run the Book Nook, cherishing each interaction with customers and recommending books that touched their souls. He knew that his bookstore had become more than just a place to buy books. It was a sanctuary for readers to find solace, inspiration, and connection. The legacy of the lost author lived on through the town of Willowbrook. Its streets were filled with art, music, and literature, celebrating the richness of human imagination. The town's residents embraced their creative passions and pursued their dreams, knowing that their stories mattered. As time went on, the Book Nook became a beloved institution in Willowbrook. It remained a gathering place for book lovers, hosting author readings, book clubs, and literary festivals. Oliver's dedication to his craft and his love for literature inspired others to pursue their own creative endeavors. One day, as Oliver stood behind the counter of the Book Nook, he watched as a young girl walked through the door, her eyes filled with wonder. She approached Oliver hesitantly and asked, "Can you recommend a book that will transport me to another world?" Oliver smiled warmly at her and replied, "Of course, my dear. Let me introduce you to a story that will take you on the most incredible adventure." And so, Oliver continued to connect readers with stories, cherishing the power of books to inspire, unite, and transform lives. The Book Nook thrived as people from all walks of life entered its doors, seeking solace, inspiration, and connection within the pages of a book. And in the heart of Willowbrook, the magic of literature lived on, forever changing the lives of those who entered the Book Nook.